What's up, guys? It is Will here, back again for another episode of Lights, Camera, Dean the Dream, Jose Plus Collects. Guys, it's going to be a fun show. We got a lot of really good topics. There's actually some news, guys, to talk about on this show. It doesn't always happen, Jose. I know you haven't been on here in a while. There's not always a ton of news to talk about. So sometimes I'll be at work and I'm like, I basically got to pull topics out of somewhere because there ain't much to talk about. Today, though, not really the case. We got some topics to talk about. There is some news. Hot Toys announced some exciting things, some updates, some changes, and of course, some other big picture stuff, as we always talk about on these types of streams. But before we address this beautiful Avengers level panel, guys, if you can, make sure to like the video if you enjoyed this, and of course, subscribe to the channel, and of course, subscribe to these guys, the Jose Plus, and of course, Collecting Weekly. There's going to be a lot of cool stuff coming from all three of our channels moving forward. One thing I do want to say right off the bat, if you have not already, we were talking about it before the stream even went live, go check out Kiko's video. Kiko's new video was awesome. We talked about how much we applauded him and how much we appreciate his honesty and transparency and authenticity. I left a comment on that video saying all my thoughts on it, but essentially, like, to reiterate that, I just value Kiko as a person so much because he is so authentic and real and honest and open and transparent. And he's the same off stream that he is on stream. And those are the type of people that I love. And these two guys, I was talking about how I met Jose in California. Amazing dude, same exact dude on camera that he is off. And I love that. Same with Dean too. So Dean, I haven't got to meet in person yet, but I'm coming to stay at that ranch, Dean. I
can't wait.
But Dean, dude, Final Fantasy VII is doing pretty good right now with statues.
It's a good time to be a Final Fantasy VII fan. We're eating, dude.
No, we're honestly, it's not good for our wallets, but I got to figure out my space, Dean. I don't have space for them right now, but I guess I got like 2 years to figure it out. But in my Magic Case display, Jose, like I have a lot of video game statues, and I have a Last of Us 1 statue coming at some point from Prime 1, and now you got this Final Fantasy VII diorama. Like, what am I gonna do, dude? Like, I got to get more cases. I don't know where I'm gonna put them.
Yes, buy more cases.
Dude,
that's the solution.
It's a good problem to have, I guess, at the end of the day. But still, Dean, how you doing there, man? You doing well?
I'm doing pretty good, dude. Okay. I'm doing pretty good. Nice. I've been working on my art. The weather's getting nice and chilly, dude.
Is it like sexy art or is it like
it's a sexy lady, but I don't I don't really draw like risque things. I've done like one and it made me feel weird. I was kind of like, bizarre.
You're gonna be like an OnlyFans artist at that point, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm that good. If I'm good enough of an artist to do something like that.
I think you're pretty good.
But thank you.
I like your art. Every time you show it to me, I would love to write a comic book and have you do the art, dude. Yeah, Jose, have you seen his art? It's absolutely
I've seen all the stuff you do for Ben Thomas show.
Yeah,
he does all the peanuts.
Yeah, dude.
Well,
he's a peanut drawer.
Silly little. Yeah, that's silly stuff.
I love those, man. Like those cartoons, man. It's just like they look so cool, man. I don't know.
Dude. Dean the peanut drawer. Yeah, that's pretty cool, dude. Honestly, man, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you, dude.
But yeah, everything's going good.
Nice, dude. Well, glad to have you, Dean. Jose, guys, I know it's been a little while since Jose has been on the channel. Jose Plus, dude. How you doing, Jose? I know you were. I wanted to say you were coaching some kids in gym class today, but
I was. I was. Do you know, like you see those movies and there's like those always like those PE coaches that are yelling. And now I know why. Because they don't listen.
Okay. Like, what grade are you teaching? Is it like high school?
Middle school, and it's middle school.
Oh, dude, that's the worst age in life.
Yeah. It's middle school, 7th and 8th grade. They're just about 12, 13-year-olds, and it's just insane. They do not listen. I had to yell at them, get it in a straight line like 15 times.
Get in a straight line.
They just do not listen. It was insane, but it can be fun too. Like today, we're teaching a basketball unit, so we're going over free throws and shooting form and things like that. So it can be fun, But some kids are just very disinterested. They're like, I don't care. I'm not athletic. I'm not into sports. I don't want to do anything. And it's just like you kind of have to like kind of gauge like, okay, the 90% that actually want to be involved versus the 10% that don't, and kind of focus on the 90%. But it's difficult.
Do you ever send the kids out at all? Like send them to the
Oh yeah, 100%.
Dude,
100%.
Dude, I would love to have that type of power. You'd be like, get your dumb ass to the principal's office right now, dude.
Oh yeah.
Like,
and what's great about the school that I'm at, they're like, they have your back 100%. Like, you know, they're just like, you tell them, hey, I'm sending so and so to the office. Okay, no problem. Boom. They just like, and they take care of it. Like, they give them the discipline, they give them the everything, you know. And it's just like, you know why you were sent here? Oh, I didn't do anything. And it's like, you did something.
You definitely, dude. Do you get discounts on the school lunches?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah,
dude. I need to start working in public school.
Free lunch.
You get free lunch?
Free lunch, yeah. And they have a break, like they have like a snack for like 15 minutes, and then they have lunch, and I can just go in the line. I cut the line, obviously, because I'm a teacher. So I just cut the line,
dude,
and and I get whatever I want.
Dude,
and they have pizza day. They'll have like pizza day or something, and I can jump in and get as many slices as I want.
So you can have like double, triple lunch, and they're not going to charge
you. Oh yeah, no problem.
Dude, Dean. Bro, Dean, I'm telling you, Jose's got it fucking made, dude. Honestly, I should work in public school at this point because college, I have to buy shit from the cafe. I don't get free shit. Like,
oh, really?
Yeah, no, cafe, you got to pay full price, dude. You ain't getting nothing from that cafe for free. I will say though, Dean, Jose, I don't know if you, chicken patty day was the day when I was in high school. Like chicken patty day. Shepherd's pie also, Dean. Did you like shepherd's pie? That was a good day.
I still love shepherd's pie, but I never ate at school.
Why not? Do you pack lunch?
No, we could leave. We could leave school and go eat.
Oh, so you went to like Taco Bell schools?
Yeah, we would do like Wendy's dollar menu because you know back then everything actually was $1,
right?
So you could eat pretty good for $5.
Yeah,
or we would go.
Those days.
Yeah, or literally right across the street was a Double Dave's Pizza. I don't know if you guys know what Double Dave's
No, I don't think we have those. No. Not in Maryland.
It's just a pizza parlor. So we would go there or just nobody ever ate on campus. Everyone laughed.
Strange. Yeah, that's cool. But I think that might be like, is where you're at, Dean? Is it kind of like small town? Like that way you can kind of like
I guess so.
Because
San Antonio is the city, but I live in Alamo Heights, which is like sub city, I guess you could call it.
Gotcha. Okay.
And it wasn't technically a private school, but you had it's like the district. You had to live in the district to go to the school.
Got it. Blitz's comment. I can't say I ever did that. Do you have a private scream moment in the parking lot after school? I would. The most hateful music playing as I let the rage out. Dude, no, I can't say I ever did that.
I don't know if I had just like a very unique experience, but I fucking love school. Like you watch movies, like those are the popular kids and those are the skaters. Like it wasn't like that at my school. Everybody got along. Like
I was a jock. I was in the jock group because I played a lot of sports. So I was in one of those. So we did have kind of those groups. I mean, we had like the theater group and the skaters, and we did have that in Maryland. Yeah.
The only groups were like everybody, band kids, and ROTC, and then everybody.
Okay. Yeah, there were the band kids. We had the band kids too.
We did too. Yeah. We had band kids, the cholitos, we had the nerds. Yep, those two, the art kids. Every kind of stereotype you can think of, they were there.
They stick together. Yep,
the 100%. Cowboys or the vaqueros, we call them here. The guys that like wearing the cowboy hats.
Yeah, so, that's true.
You're in California.
California, yeah.
It's really funny how similar California and South Texas are. Because Alamo Heights they call it Alamo Whites because that's like where all the white kids went. But
Alamo Whites.
It's
kind of fucked up.
San Antonio is predominantly, Hispanic. So you just go, a different side of town and it's exactly like that. It's hilarious.
Yeah. Well, guys, it was great catching up and feeling nostalgic about high school for a second. But we also honestly, what's all about nostalgia? Hot Toys and clearly fucking Marvel, because now they're about to make a Blade, an X-23, a Gambit, an Elektra, and of course a Deadpool, which we're going to talk about. But more importantly, we want to talk about these figures that were teased. Honestly, guys, I was kind of in the mindset before this post was made that these figures were not going to be made. I honestly didn't think they were going to be. I know Deadpool was a huge, super successful film, $1.2 billion to the box office last I checked. Very successful. I said it was going to make $1 billion. It did. I think it was very common. A lot of people were predicting that. And it really gave Marvel a much needed win in 2024. So now we have a tease of Blade, X-23, Gambit, and Elektra. My question being, Dean, I want to start with you. Are these figures going to be worth buying? Because at the end of the day, I think these are kind of niche characters. I'm not going to lie. Like Blade, yes, I could see Blade being the most popular of the group because Blade is a figure that I think a lot of people have wanted since they last made a Blade, which was a really long time ago. And now you have an older Wesley Snipes MCU version. It's different. I get it. Blade could be popular. He could end up being fucking Blade, honestly, at this rate.
Yeah.
Because at this point, like, dude, that's a whole nother topic. I love Mahershala Ali. I think he's one of the best actors on the planet. He's one of my favorite actors. He's incredible in everything he's in. I think it's an absolute fucking travesty what has happened with Blade because you have Mahershala Ali, a 2-time Oscar winner, wasting him and not even for 5 years and not even producing a good script. It's terrible. Nonetheless, we have all these figures that are going to be announced and made soon. Channing Tatum, Gambit, and all the other ones. Dean, are these going to be worth buying? Because if you're not a huge Deadpool fan, are these going to be worth dipping into? Because for me, the answer is no. But what do you think about this?
Yeah, it's interesting because we still haven't even seen these figures, right? This is just a tease. So by the time they actually get shown, it's probably another year or two before you actually get it in hand. So if they showed these things tomorrow, you're still not getting this until 2026.
Right. Exactly.
Mid to late 2026. So almost 2027. Probably even later than that. And I feel like the hype would definitely be, there's Marvel stuff coming down the pipeline now, right? We got 2 movies next year, 2 or 3.
Yeah, and we got shows, and of course you're going to have Doctor Doom, Doomsday at some point in the next couple of years, right? So, yeah.
So it's like this, and I get why they couldn't have done these figures earlier, but yeah, for me, it's like the only figures I really see doing well are Gambit and X-23.
Mm-hmm.
Or not Gambit, Blade and X-23.
Blade, yeah, right.
The Gambit, I think, has the potential to be really good, but I think by the time this figure comes out, a Gambit something will have already been announced, or there might already be a trailer for it, because they kind of tease him surviving at the end.
Right. And it could be a different iteration of Gambit. It might not be as comedic. I don't know. We'll see.
Right.
But
so it's tough. It's like, yeah, people want a Gambit in their collection. A lot of people really like Channing Tatum as Gambit, so they would potentially, not mind getting this. But I think it's just the timing is really going to hurt these figures. Yeah. Because again, by the time they come out, we're in the next phase of Marvel. New stuff could be announced. I don't know. It's real weird situation.
Yeah, I think so too. And just think, for Hot Toys, Elektra, you got to make a seamless body. You got to make seamless arms. So
yeah, well, I mean, they've done the Wonder Woman 1,000 times.
But I just don't know that Elektra has the popularity of Wonder Woman. You know what I mean? It's not.
You're not wrong. I don't.
Right. Like I think the only way you would get her is if you're trying to complete a line here, the Deadpool line. Otherwise, you're going to be like, when she's $275, you're going to be like, there's stuff I want more. And that's, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, she looks good, I'm sure. And maybe she'll even have rooted hair. I don't know. But, I just think, Jose, I don't know. What do you think about this? Do you think these are, I think these are really cool. And I am glad they're getting made for people who want them. But at the end of the day, I just have my hesitations about whether these will actually, because Dean said, the hype is already starting to die down. When it dies down even further, are people really going to dedicate the money to Gambit and Elektra and even X-23? I don't know. What do you think about that?
I don't think so. I think that by the time these release, a lot of people that pre-order them for hype will most likely cancel. I think that's what I see happening, unless they really, really want to have this picture that you see here on screen with every single member, and they're like completionists, where they're like, I want everybody, then at that point they'll stick with their pre-orders and they'll get every single one of them. But I could see people being very selective, and they're like, I'm only getting X-23, I'm only getting Gambit, so on and so forth. So I could see that moving forward. Personally, for me, I do want this image. This has nostalgic pulls for me. I grew up on these films. I'm a big Jen Gardner fan. She's been one of my crushes for a long time. So Elektra, even though she's not comic accurate, and I know everyone wants a comic accurate, that's the Elektra I knew from the Daredevil Ben Affleck film. So I want Elektra. That'd be great for me. But I know that that's very niche and there's not a lot of people that are going to want her. So I could see her being the worst seller of all of them. And again, most likely people being selective. X-23 and Blade probably being hot sellers. And then maybe like in between with Gambit. Because people did like his interpretation, but I've also heard on the other side where people thought it was kind of dumb. And they didn't like him. So I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I think we will, dude. I mean, honestly, I liked Gambit. I thought he was funny in the film. He was kind of like a punchline though. Like he was more like a jokester or whatever. And Channing Tatum is hilarious. If you've seen the Jump Street films, you know that. I mean, he's fantastic.
Oh yeah,
got a great comedic talent. But I don't know. You could get X-23 and say, "Oh, I'm making a Logan display, different outfit, different age, different Daphne Keane." But still, I mean, if you really want an X-23, that is a good fill-in the meantime. But I don't know. Blade, it's an older Blade, but it is a Blade nonetheless. Wesley Snipes. I think a lot of people will want that for nostalgic purposes. I just think, I don't know. When Gambit is out there and he's again 275 or 270 or whatever, or maybe even higher, I just think that's going to be a hard sell for some people. I just think it's going to be, that's really cool. I'm glad they made it, but is it really essential to most collections? I don't think so. And now we're going to talk about it. There's another Deadpool coming. So that's another factor, right? You got that one coming in. So it's kind of like the No Way Home line. I mean, that had a lot of different iterations of characters, though. You have two different distinct Green Goblins, Doc Ock, different Spider-Man figures. That was a pretty deep line, but all of it made sense. This one's a deep line, but I don't know that all of them are like hot. Like everyone's been waiting for a Doc Ock, right? Regardless of how the head sculpt turned out. Everyone's been waiting for a Green Goblin. Those were a little bit different compared to Elektra and Gambit, right? So that's kind of where I think the differentiator comes in. But
more popular too, those interpretations of Willem Dafoe and Alfred Molina in terms of Spider-Man characters, a lot more well liked than Elektra, I think.
Right, exactly. Like these are nostalgic in like a sort of, oh, I remember them type of way, but not like, oh my God, I love those characters. I can't believe they're back. Like Toby and Andrew, right? Like those are 100%. A little bit different. So Blade, yes, Blade has that, but I don't. The other Gambit's new, right? And of course, Elektra never really had that level of popularity. So I don't know. To me, I have my reservations about how these will perform. But again, I'm glad people are getting them, and I'm glad they're making them for people who want them. And clearly, Hot Toys is dedicated to producing deep lines for films that perform financially very well. So that's what they're doing here. So yeah, I mean, I'm happy with it. Glad people are getting it again, and we'll see what happens.
I mean, I want them. Dude, I'm one of those very few. I want them.
I have nostalgic feel pull to it as well, because I saw the film in San Diego actually with a bunch of dudes. I was with Marco and I was with, who else was with us? Dude, it was Sean Yutzi, and then we had a couple other people with us too. Yeah, it was all Danny Lee was with us, and we had a whole group of us. So we got separated though. That's not because we had to get different theaters because Deadpool was selling out. So I had to go into a different theater. I wasn't even sitting with them. I was in a different theater altogether. But it was fun. It was fun.
That was fun. But you saw it at Comic-Con, right? They played it there, right?
So, no, I saw it actually at AMC that night. I saw it at AMC, yeah. I was gonna wait till I got back to Maryland, but I was like, I'm in San Diego, might as well just go. And we stayed up like real late, and I was already 3 hours behind because I'm from Maryland. So when I came to you guys, like I was like, oh my God, I'm barely awake, but I survived. So nonetheless, we made it, dude. Guys, let's talk about the elephant in the room. We're already on this Deadpool topic. Let's talk about the unmasked Deadpool figure. And do collectors have a right to be upset, or is this just business? So for those who don't remember, I can refresh your memory or enlighten you as to what happened with Chrome Mando. So Chrome Mando, my timeline might be slightly off, but here's my recollection of it. Chrome Mando was announced about a month, maybe less at Dean, you're laughing, making me feel like I'm missing something. Okay. But like, so basically with Chrome Mando, he was announced like a month after, or maybe even around the same time that the regular Beskar Mando was started to ship. So a lot of collectors, including myself at the time, were so pissed off about it because Hot Toys not only made a better, superior figure, they advertised it as such. They literally had just shipped you. Some people didn't even have theirs yet. And it literally was shipping saying, look how much fucking better this one is than the one you just bought. And you literally haven't even gotten it yet. Or maybe you just got it, we're loving it, and now they announced a better one. Well, this is a little bit different. This does seem, they call it Unmasked Deadpool. It does appear to be more battle damage. Apparently, you're going to get a head sculpt. You're going to get the Wolverine claws you wanted. You're going to get some other cool stuff. And you're also going to get a Deadpool mask. Ryan Reynolds has his. They posted a reel about this. And it's actually on the Sideshow Coming Soon page. You can RSVP for it. It is up there. Unmasked Deadpool is what it's called. Got another Deadpool figure coming. So a lot of people, I can guarantee you, are going to start cancel, which I still don't have my Deadpool, by the way. Sideshow has not shipped it. So Sideshow has not shipped my Deadpool. A lot of people are going to be canceling that original Deadpool because they want this one with the head sculpt. To me, not the end of the world. I was never going to use the head sculpt anyway. Would I like to have it just in case? Sure, but I'm not going to use it. I'm going to use the mask. Let's be real. So Dean, got to ask you, do collectors have a right to be upset that the Deadpool just started shipping and they're about to announce probably a better one? Let's be real. Or is this just business and we just need to embrace that? What do you think?
I was laughing at this exact situation when you started talking about it.
Oh, yeah. What are you talking about, Chromando or a different one?
Just all of it. Just
okay.
We've been here before, and
dude, always.
It is super fucking annoying and frustrating. There's literally no reason any of this shouldn't have been in the first release. It's very annoying.
Because if you want the Wolverine claws, now you got to buy this.
Start. It's so. Yeah, or the unmasked sculpt. I mean, okay, you don't get the golden guns, but a lot of people didn't get the golden guns on the first release because they didn't get it through Sideshow. So, there's really no benefit to getting the first release at all. And to do this in such a short amount of time, it does harken back to the fucking Chromando thing. And it's not the only time we've seen that situation. So again, it just what were we talking about? It was just a few weeks ago where it was like, oh, the Hono Wolverine situation.
Oh yeah.
Right.
And it's like
they put a head sculpt on the new one.
Yeah, it's like I'm just gonna stop pre-ordering your fucking shit and wait, because these things take a year to come out anyway. So what's another 6 months on top of that, and see if you announce something else. I did not get the first Deadpool. So for me, this works out, but I know a lot of collectors that it didn't. So yeah, I think you have 100% right to feel raw about this. This is not fun.
Yeah. What do you think, Jose? Where do you land on this one?
So I'm one of those that got the Deadpool 3 already. So I have it from Sideshow with the gold guns.
You always get yours early, dude.
I know, yeah.
You always get your shit early.
Yeah.
Oh, it's carded and now this, dude.
Yeah,
well, he's in California.
I know. But Sideshow always tells me to go fuck myself. They don't care when I get mine. They're like, mine's. Natalie got hers too, and I was like, wow, you're in the influencer batch. This is bullshit.
Influencer batch, yeah.
Yeah, dude.
No, I have no idea why that happens, but it happens a lot. I think it's because I live like an hour away, and it just happens to work out. I get it. Sometimes it's 24 hours or less, and it's on my porch. But in regards to this, I'm a little annoyed. But my thinking was kind of like you, Will, in terms of, was I really going to use the head sculpt anyways? Like, not really. So I like the clean look. If this is battle damage, let them have the battle damage. I don't really need it. I don't need the Wolverine claws. It would be cool for photography purposes to have those, but I don't think I'd ever use it permanently or on display with my Deadpool. So I don't need that either. Would I have liked to have the head sculpt just because I can switch it out whenever I feel like it? Sure. And they should have included it. And it definitely feels like a dick move. Like, honestly, they couldn't wait a little bit? Like, that's kind of my thinking. Like, I don't understand the way they make these moves sometimes. And this is just in general with like Hot Toys. Some of these marketing moves that they make no sense. So it's like, why? Like, couldn't you wait maybe a few months, let everybody get that first initial Deadpool, know that's been shipped out, and be like, hey guys, by the way, we're making a new version. They take forever to announce stuff anyways. It's not like they announce things right on theme with what's going on. Sometimes it's like Batman Day and they'll announce a new Spider-Man figure. That's just how they operate. So I don't understand why they couldn't wait a little bit. It's like, it just feels like they purposely did it, and it's like, is it business? Yeah, it's a business. Yeah. But it's just, for me personally, I'm like, couldn't you just wait to do that? Like, you didn't have to announce that now. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I get what you mean. Yeah, and look, and I see the chat, weighing in on this one. I do agree. It is apparently a battle damage figure versus a non. I do get that. I'm just wondering how extensive the battle damage is actually going to be. Like, I don't think it's like Thanos' armor where it's absolutely destroyed. Like, I don't think you're going to have that. I don't remember Deadpool being that battle damage in the film. Like, he was battle damage to a degree, maybe a little more dirty. Dusty Deadpool was probably more battle damage than this will be. I mean, that's, that was like dusty and brown compared to maroon, right? So I have a hard time believing that this won't be considered the definitive one of the two. But at the end of the day, I don't think I'm going to end up picking this one up. I think I'm just going to stick with my original one because I'm going to have it hopefully sometime soon. And like you said, Jose, I'm not going to use the head sculpt. I'm probably not going to use the Wolverine claws, to be honest. But I do think a lot of people will. And I do think a lot of people want those. You saw how many people were buying custom ones. There were so many people making custom ones and buying them. So I do think a lot of people want those. The Gold Desert Eagles, yes. That is nice to maintain the original value of the original version. That is nice of them to do. Because they included that in these, well, damn. Like, at that point, like, they told you to go fuck yourself at that point. But I'm glad they at least did that. But still, I do think it's nice that they're making both versions. I'd prefer them to do it than not. But like you said, maybe the timing of it, wait a little bit longer. Maybe they don't care about us because it's been released in Hong Kong for a while now, right? So maybe they just don't really care about the rest of the world. They're like, we're just thinking about, we released in Hong Kong 4 to 5 months ago, whatever, 6 months. So now it's like, we don't give a fuck, right? So that's kind of my thinking. They're just thinking about their own target demographic primarily and then go from there. But I'm happy it's getting made. It's just kind of like, it's not quite as bad as Chromando because it is battle damage versus not. But Chromando was like a couple different armor differences, but almost the exact same figure with better accessories, better paint apps, and just better figure.
And like you brought up, like when they showed that Chromando, remember that?
Yeah, the side by side. It was like they were targeting it, saying like, this is better than the one you just got. Like, if they do that with Deadpool, people are going to be mad because like they're going to be like, yeah, people are going to be pretty salty about that one. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think it's pretty cool though. Again, I'm glad they're making it, but it's just, I'm with you guys. I do think there's some justified frustration, but
well, the battle damage on this figure is like a light dry brushing. It's not even a significant change to the actual figure.
It's not like tears and rips and everything,
right? Or like the Dusty Deadpool with the duct tape and shit. Like, it's very egregious, in my opinion.
Yeah,
you're saying the differences are pretty minor from a costume standpoint.
Right.
And someone in the chat was bringing up how it's not really accurate if it's battle damage, but he has the Wolverine claws because he wasn't battle damage when he was using those claws at the beginning of the movie. So like, how does that really make sense?
Right.
I mean, I don't
know. I didn't even
think
they're expecting.
They're expecting you. They're expecting you to buy both figures, like buy both of them.
Because then you can put this one. You can put the claws on the regular version, right?
Yeah.
Oh no, okay. I was like, was he in this outfit when he did the Wolverine claws?
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Or did he get the outfit after that?
No, because he already had the TVA. He had the TVA time portal at that point because that's how he was going around, wasn't he?
I thought the TVA time portal was after that.
He goes back. He shows you how he got there.
Right.
Okay.
Remember?
No.
Oh wait, no, because he gets the TVA portal from the guys he kills, right? But I guess, I don't even remember. But I gotta watch it again. Movie was great.
Now we all got to rewatch it.
I know.
Because I thought.
Either way.
I thought he did the. No, I guess you're right. You're right.
Yeah. There's the time portal. They're also mentioning that when he removed the box, you could see kind of they had like a time portal thing. Like it kind of looks like maybe it might be like some sort of diorama that you can use.
Exactly. People were saying there's a time portal diorama in the chat. Yeah. So I mean that could be something too. And this figure, we don't know when it's going to be announced. It could be announced next week, right? I mean, like it could be any time. And it's just like, dude. I think sideshows might be slightly annoyed because they're going to get a lot of people canceling the original one.
Oh yeah. I've heard that a couple people like, hey, good thing I have it on a payment plan.
Yeah, right.
Somebody asked this in the chat earlier. Sorry if you're still watching. I don't remember your name, but they said if this is a limited release figure like an Artisan, does that change the conversation?
I think so.
I think it would because it's in foam in this picture. And Artisans, aren't they in foam?
They always have an acrylic case for the head, though. Since this doesn't have rooted hair, I don't know how they would make it Artisan, though. Unless the diorama is just crazy and it's like a big display piece, but I don't know.
I think it's just DX. It's probably going to be a label.
It might be a DX. Could be a DX. Yeah, maybe that would make it something. Okay. But it could also be like they said it. This is Ryan Reynolds' copy, so they could have sent him like really good packaging.
That's true.
Yeah,
right.
They sent it to Ryan Reynolds. Is this copy? So they could have made sure like we want to make sure it looks really nice for him. Everyone else can go fuck themselves. That's probably pretty much what they said. Yeah. So yeah, but I don't know. I mean, I don't know. It's yeah, I am excited that it's getting made, but I'm probably as of now just going to stick with my original. But I want to see what the new one looks like. I want to see, but I don't want to cancel that pre-order because I want a Deadpool in my collection. So if I did end up getting the other one, I would just sell that one later and keep this one. But I want a Deadpool. So that's why I'm upset. Other people have been getting there, but someone commented, I think it was Keith. He said, I still haven't got my NR Batman, Will. I don't feel bad for you. I was like, that's fair, actually. That's actually very fair. But Kid has been sending out invoices. So
yeah, they're coming. They're coming, guys. They're coming. Finally.
Finally. So, guys, we got an actual announcement here from Hot Toys as well about the Batman Returns Batmissile. So the question I really want to ask is, for Keaton Batman fans, is this a must-have? And I actually hadn't looked up the price into a little bit earlier when I was at work, and I saw it's only like $610 on Sideshow. Very reasonably priced for this vehicle here in 1/6 scale. And again, Hot Toys knows if they're going to make DC stuff, they always go for Batman shit. And they know that Batman Returns and Batman 1989 are selling very well. They tend to do pretty well in the bestsellers list. At least in the United States, people love their nostalgic Michael Keaton stuff. That's why I think, look, especially after what Jazz Inc. did, it is an inevitability that Hot Toys is going to make a Catwoman. I just think it's a matter of time. They saw Jazz Inc. They said, you know what? Fuck you. We're going to make our own. And that's what they're going to do. They might even make it an artisan figure. Who knows? They're going to make something, though, Michelle Pfeiffer Catwoman. I can almost guarantee you. That's why I was telling people, like, with Jazz Inc., you have to make a decision to pre-order it because you have like a month time. But Hot Toys is going to jump in, I bet. So it's like you have to weigh the pros and cons of that. Nonetheless, Dean, is this Batmissle a must-have for Keaton fans? Because it's pretty long. What do you think about this vehicle in totality?
I think it's tough, right? Because someone who's getting this probably already has the Batmobile. And you need two of them. I don't know. I guess if you're super diehard Batman 89 fan, this is 89 or
this is Returns.
This is 89. This is Returns. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, Returns. Yeah.
Okay, so let's just say Keaton Batman.
Yeah, Keaton Batman.
So you're a diehard Keaton Batman.
Or so two films. Sorry, not trilogy.
Unless you count the Flash.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
that's true. That's true.
So, I mean, you could have your 89 display and then your, was it 92 or 93?
92.
Yeah,
92 display. Right? You could do that. But I mean, if you're gonna pick one, it's not this. You're getting the regular Batmobile.
Right. You're getting 89. Yeah.
This is I think this is really for like specific people. I'm not necessarily the biggest Batman fan or Keaton Batman fan, and I would pick a Batmobile over this, So this is interesting. I don't dislike it. It's just not for me, and I don't personally. I know pretty hardcore Keaton fans, and even they're like, eh. So it's definitely a weird one.
Yeah, it just, Dean, this looks great with this display right here, but just considering how much space is going to take up, and something I think too, with 1/6 scale collectors, a lot of us are like kind of apprehensive with vehicles. They're big. They take up a lot of space. To display them right, it's hard. You got to either have a really long shelf or long module case. They don't fit in a D-top for most collectors. They don't fit in a Boliden. So it's like, I don't know, $600 or not. You could put it on top of a Boliden, but then you want to put Batman by it. That's difficult. It's a real logistical concern buying these vehicles. And I think that's the concern with it. And also, they look good, but they can sometimes feel a little bit like a hunk of plastic. They feel like they're very plasticky. They feel very toyish, but they look great. So it's just one of those situations. But Jose, what do you think about this?
I know, I agree. I agree. I've had the '89 Batmobile in my hand, the Hot Toys one, and I had that feeling. It looked presence was beautiful, but once you got into like holding it and touching it and that kind of, it's like okay, this feels plastic, like a
Right.
big hunk of plastic. Um, so this is kind of the same thing, and you're gonna get that with this, and it's very scene specific. You know, it's the scene where he's being chased, and then he goes through those walls. It's a very small area that he needs to fit in, so he becomes the Batmissile, and he gets through it. It's very scene specific, very niche. So I think it's gonna be for certain people, but not a lot of people. I don't see this selling out. I don't see this being very popular. So it looks cool, but I wouldn't spend $600 because I mean, how much was retail on the Batmobile as a whole of Hot Toys? Wasn't it like
I
700
think it's somewhere
around
around
there?
there. I'll look that up. Yeah.
So yeah, so the full size vehicle was 700, and then you're getting what half of the vehicle here for 600. So it's like, I don't know. I mean, like I said, it's very scene specific. I'm not sure that that, and even the hardcore fans, I'm not even sure they'll go for this because it's like they're going to have to dedicate space to something that's so scene specific in that movie, and I don't know if they'd want to do that. It's so much real estate that you're going to have in your collection. Like, what's the size on this? It says approximately how many
Yeah,
centimeters?
24.5 centimeters, 109 centimeters in length. I know we use inches, but
Mhm.
that's 43 inches long.
Wow. Okay,
That's
so
long.
well, you're gonna have to put that in a module case. I'm like, is that what you're gonna want? Like,
Right.
maybe those who have, like every vehicle, like I have the Batwing, I have the Batmobile, and I have like every Keaton, like these hardcore Keaton fans are like, I want the Batmissile. Those guys will get it. But like, I even heard a retailer, someone was saying, I don't remember what stream, but somebody was saying, he's like, he was a retailer and he was saying the day that it released and went up for pre-sale, he had one order the whole day for
Wow.
a Batmissile. So it's like, I don't see this being popular. So maybe if it gets discounted and these this Michael Keaton fans. I grew up with Michael Keaton. I have the VHS tape. I like collecting VHS tapes, especially the ones that
Nice.
I have. So I have
Nice.
VHS tape. I have the old school one that we completely ruined, and I still have the box all beat up. It's around here somewhere. But so I grew up with Michael Keaton. That was my Batman growing up. So I love Michael Keaton, but I'm not gonna buy this. I don't have no need for it. I'd rather have the '89 Batmobile.
That's the thing though, dude. It's like, yeah, it's a legit concern to say, okay, I'm gonna have the original 1989 Batmobile and this one. This looks like a big hot dog. Honestly, that's kind of what it looks like. I mean, I've not watched Batman Returns. I've only watched 89. Kiko gets on that me for that all the time. But to me, I'm with you guys. I mean, again, for $600, it is a good value in terms of pricing. But like you said, Jose, if you get the original for another $100, which is probably more iconic and a better vehicle overall, I don't know. Do you need both? Do you need the 89 and the returns? That's for the diehards only. For most Batman fans, I'm going to say no. For most Keaton fans, I think they're going to feel satisfied just getting the returns figure or just getting the 89 version and getting the Batmobile with that one and calling it a day. I don't think they're going to feel the need to get this. Again, vehicles are tough. They're a logistical concern. Pricing, space, all of it. It's a huge factor. And I think most collectors are going to inevitably pass on this one. But
Yeah,
does it
it's like
look cool? Yeah.
you think about it. Like, would you rather get the module case and fill it up with a bunch of figures, right,
Right.
with the real estate,
Or
or
one
just buy one of,
Batmobile.
or
Right.
yeah, or just one of those? It's like that's what the decision you have to make.
And it's the answer is a bunch of figures, honestly. I feel like there's
Yeah,
only one right decision there. But I mean, I don't know.
yeah.
Everyone's going to be different. But I mean, look, I have Drogon in the case and he takes up a decent amount of space, but that thing is massive and
That
he's
looks
cool.
cool, man.
Yeah,
That looks
he's
so
cool.
cool. And when Daenerys shows up, man,
Dude,
in
in
our
like 6 years.
2035, yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
2035
But
or
like I've
whatever.
been waiting so long for them to make Jon and Daenerys because I have the Iron Throne and I had a vision of putting them both by the Iron Throne. That's what I wanted to do. But Inart is not doing anything. So I don't know what's going on again. And I can't buy 3-0. They're not good enough. So yeah,
No,
not for
no.
those. But yeah, I don't know. Oh, Gina B in the chat. Shout out to Gina B. There was Ray
Yeah.
at Underground who only had one order for this. Yeah, I
Oh
don't
yeah,
doubt it.
Ray. Mhm, mhm.
Underground's cool. I like them actually. They're
Yeah,
pretty
I like
cool.
them a lot. Like Ray's
Um,
very, very cool.
so we did get a couple super chats, guys. So let me address those real quick. We got from Dan, dude. Dan, thanks so much. Bring on battle damage. Nice pool. I'll buy them all, dude. That would have made more sense to me to make a nice pool instead of a separate Deadpool. But that could have
That
been
would
an
have been
artisan.
very cool.
Yeah, that could have
Very
been an
cool.
artisan. Why not? But Dan, thank you so much, dude. I'll buy just the one Deadpool, I think, and then maybe the second if it turns out really good. I don't want to completely rule that one out, but I don't need two Deadpools, so I would just trade one in and out for the other. X-Men Supreme, $5. Thanks so much, bro. But Will, that's why his suit is red, so you can't see him bleed. That's true. You make a very valid point, X-Men Supreme. Deadpool 3 was great, dude. I've loved all the Deadpools, but Deadpool 3 was really good. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah. I really like them too. 2, not as much. I didn't really like the kid. I thought he was a little annoying.
Yeah.
What was his name? I don't even remember his name.
I forget his like superhero name or whatever.
Yeah.
Do you remember? I don't know if Dean remembers, but I don't remember.
Dean,
but...
do you remember the Deadpool 2, the kid in the Deadpool 2? I just felt like the whole plot revolved around him, and it's like he's nobody.
Yeah.
He's like, why?
Right. I like Cable. Cable was cool. Yeah.
Cable was great. Cable was great, and they should have focused more on Cable and Domino.
I hope somehow they find a way to bring Cable into the MCU. I think that would be really great.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But I mean, he played Thanos. That's fine. Who cares? Like, you're not gonna. Yeah. I mean, he was purple.
So, yeah, play multiple characters.
Yeah, right. Exactly. It's fine. Yeah. So Cable would be awesome in the MCU. That would be awesome. So I hope they find a way to do that. But yeah. So yeah, Optical said a burnt hot dog. Exactly. That's what I feel like. I got to get Optical on here, but I feel like he's never available because he works. He's on the train. He's probably watching on the train right now, actually. So he's usually on like the subway riding home. So Optical, hi. So guys, thanks so much for joining us. We're gonna keep rolling through our topics here. So they announced an update, actually, which I think is pretty exciting. Savage Opress. Savage Opress went from the #1 bestseller, I'm not sure where he is now, to an improved #1 bestseller because because they made some announcements here, some updates to the paint applications, and of course to the wrapping on the mechanical arm. This figure by day is getting harder for me to not pre-order. And I don't know anything about the character. I still have not watched the Clone Wars arc. I know, I get it. I am of the mentality, don't pre-order something just because it looks cool, have an attachment to it. But I really, really like how this looks. And I want to learn more about the character. There have been times, like Dean, for example, where I did order a character that I didn't know anything about and it worked out, like Zach Fair. I hadn't actually played Crisis Core when I ordered him from Game Toys, and I ended up playing it, really liked it, loved Zach. I know you think he's a dingus. I think he's cool. Really liked Zach, and I love that Game Toys figure now. So it worked out. But nonetheless, Dean, are Hot Toys at the top of their game right now because they're updating figures that are already bestsellers, and this shit is absolute fire, dude. The paint application, they made the teeth sharper. They made the look at that wrapping on the arm. I love that shit.
That's and they're updating figures that are just coming out.
Yeah, like Mantis, right?
Yeah.
But look at that, dude. Look how good the head sculpt already looks. Now you got the mechanical.
I got that.
Are you talking about Deadpool? Oh shit, that went straight over my fucking head. Yeah, got me. Wow, that's pretty good. You get a round of applause for that one. Congratulations. But, Dean, this looks great. What do you think?
It does look really good. It's just with how good this is, I think it's overshadowed again by the Deadpool situation. It's like, you're updating this, thanks, but like, are you just gonna come out with a better one tomorrow? Like, what's going on? You know what I mean? Like, but looking at this objectively, this is cool. It's been a long time since I watched Clone Wars. I don't even really remember the metal arm, to be honest. I definitely don't remember wraps on the arm. And I don't really remember people even bringing that up when we were first looking at this figure. So the fact that they even did this is cool. It means they're taking the time to make sure they get it right. At least this figure. Maybe there was something going on with the Deadpool that we don't know about with the likeness and shit. And Ryan Reynolds was holding out or something. I don't know. But it shows that they are definitely making sure they're putting out the best product they can. And that's good to see. You know, these things aren't cheap. And they're not the only big fish in the pond anymore, you know? So yeah, I think it's a net positive.
I think so too, Dean. And I think, you know, with this topic, it's like just addressing how good Hot Toys is right now. They're absolutely killing shit. They're really at the best. I think they're the best I've seen them. Like, we'll talk about it, but that Artisan Joker, the Sidious that just dropped, this, the Mantis that was great. There's been so many good releases this year. And this, Savage here looks so good. And this is a figure people have wanted for a long time. Dean, I can imagine, what if they announce updates to Starkiller and Revan? Like they say, okay, we improved the hood size on Revan, or Starkiller, we made real leather. Like, I don't put anything past them at this point. Hot Toys is bringing it. Yeah, they're fucking us on Deadpool, but the rest of the shit, they're really going to make better for us. So this is really nice. Again,
yeah, it's kind of like when you go to like a Yelp page.
Yeah,
there's always like the negative reviews,
right?
And it's like, well, how many positive experiences were there? People who have a good experience generally don't feel like they need to leave a comment. It's the people who don't have a good experience, right? So it's, again, like the Deadpool's going to sour a lot of people and overshadow a lot of good. So it is important to talk about the good stuff they're doing.
Exactly. And this is some of the good stuff.
Yeah, this is
I think
definitely
so too.
some of the good
like
stuff.
This Savage is so good, dude. It's really good. I feel like I need to watch his arc in Clone Wars. I know how it ends for him. I'm not going to spoil it for people. I do know that. But I was actually talking to Jose about the Sidious. I agree with what you're saying, Jose. I think I'm going to get that Sidious though. I think I got to get the Clone Wars one. I'm super excited.
Okay, Clone Wars. All right. I do think if you want to go with the Clone Wars, then you definitely need to check the arc with him, with Opress and Sidious and Maul and what happens there.
Yeah.
So definitely look into that.
Yeah, that's great.
I am a staunch Darth Maul hater.
Yeah, you are, dude.
I can't stand Darth Maul. Savage Opress, pretty fucking cool.
Okay.
I think you already have a Darth Maul. Granted, it wouldn't, canonically match Savage Opress, right? Because you have episode 1 Darth Maul.
Yeah, and I'm gonna get the 2.0 episode 1. But it'd be so cool to have them together.
An insane figure. Yeah, I think it would still look really cool to have them together.
Yeah.
And Sidious also. I mean, you have Star Wars figures. Darth Sidious is super important to Star Wars. So having them all on the shelf together, like, okay, their outfits don't match, but I guess the Sidious in this would match, but like it's almost a no-brainer, honestly. I'm not trying to enable you to buy a figure that you don't necessarily want or need, but this is pretty fucking good. This is a pretty fucking good figure.
I'm pretty convinced if you do check out at least hit that arc, you'll want to pre-order it more, and you'll be more interested.
Bro, you could watch the first episode with Savage Opress and want this figure.
yeah, dude, it's so good. And what do you think, Jose? Are you a Clone Wars guy? Do you know a lot about Savage?
Not a lot. I've seen Clone Wars maybe all the way through once. I liked it for the most part. I am a Clone Wars fan. I wouldn't say the biggest fan. I like him, but I am actually a big Darth Maul fan. Sorry, Dean.
Dude, I love Darth Maul too.
I stood
most
in line
people do.
I stood in line to meet Ray Park for 6 hours last year. 6 hours.
Autograph from him?
Yes, he signed my plaque. I think I have it right here. I'll pull it down right now. But I had a plaque that I had him sign. I took my Clone Wars Darth Maul and he held it, and I took a picture of him holding it.
Yeah,
it was really, really funny. And he was like, I was talking to him, and I was like, so like, do you like the figures they make of you and all that? He's like, man, I don't even know. He's like, I've never even seen this in my life. And I'm like, so you don't get like residuals or anything like that for them using your likeness? He's like, nah, that's all George. And I was like, okay. I was like, he's like, I had no idea this even existed. That's what he told me when he saw it. It was like, because I was showing him the Clone Wars Mall. I have the Clone Wars Mall.
Wow, the Clone Wars Mall. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. He had no idea it existed. So, so I love Darth Maul, and I don't know if I need this. I've been looking at it. I like it. It looks cool, but then I'm like, then it's the rabbit hole. Buy him, then I got to buy that Clone Wars, Sidious, and then I got to have all 3. And it's just like, do I need all 3? But then which Sidious do I want? Because I like the Revenge of the Sith one too, but that doesn't match. And it's like, it becomes this whole conversation you have in this battle that you have with the mental gymnastics you have, and it's kind of like, let's just throw your roll. Let's see. I might wait on this one. I might wait until it releases and see if it's available. Can I find it somewhere? Is it the right time? Is it in my budget? Then we'll talk.
Yeah, that's fair. Dude, honestly, man, there's so many good options out there nowadays. But the thing with Palpatine is I really want to like Senator Chancellor Palpatine. I really want episode 3 Palpatine, but not Sidious. I want Palpatine, the one who fights Mace Windu. That's what I'm looking for. And Clone Wars is somewhat close to that. It's somewhat close, just a little bit different, and it has the head sculpt. So that's kind of my thought process. But you know, the anniversary is coming up in the next couple of years, I think, and they could very easily announce a Palpatine from that, 100%, along with Anakin, which I think honestly. I'm just predicting it. I think the way Hot Toys is going, I think they're going to shatter fucking minds when that happens, because I think what they're going to probably do, just a complete speculation, nothing to go off of. I think they're going to make a burnt Anakin and a Darth Vader from Revenge of the Sith with a table and all of it. I think that's what I think they're going to go all fucking out and offer you something incredible. And people are going to lose it. And they're going to say, Kenobi Vader is shit. And they're going to say, whatever else Vader, Return of the Jedi is shit. And now you got this other one with burnt Vader and maybe in a back to tank or something. Like Hot Toys is going to do something wild. And I think that's, now you got battle damage Vader already. So they're going to do something like that with episode 3. And I think it's going to be pretty crazy. So that's, they're going to do it. And then Dark Side Anakin, if that doesn't get announced before then, the Artisan, probably be then. Maybe they're saving it for the anniversary. I don't know, but that needs to be announced soon, honestly.
Dark Side Artisan. I think it's definitely
Dark Side Artisan, and offer a sculpted version. Give a sculpted version.
Please.
Give a sculpted version. I'm going for the Artisan, but the sculpted would be nice too. So
I'm still so bummed I did not get that Artisan Anakin. I cry about it every so often.
Dude, you were in the queue?
Yeah, man. It just
dude, I didn't get it. Remember, I was like number 100 when it ended, but then I got it on the wait list. So
man.
Yeah, I got it on the wait list. I bought it at Kiko's, like I've always said. And Kiko was like, you fucking dick, dude. I literally was like surfing Sideshow while I was sitting there talking to him, and a blue little banner dropped down and it said waitlist opportunity for Artisan Anakin. I was like, holy shit.
Wow.
And I checked it out immediately. He was like, you were probably the first. I literally bought it in like a second or two. So I was probably the first one to check out. So I was all on the website already. But yeah. So
that's awesome.
Obstacles, right?
Maybe it happens for me one day with the waitlist conversion. I'm not holding out hope, but maybe.
Yeah, it's true. Optical said Will has been saying he watched Clone Wars. He will play The Last of Us for the 26th time. We're watching Glory. It's true. I've actually played Last of Us more than 26 times at this point. So Optical and I, Dean, I know is not going to like it. Optical and I are becoming Last of Us 2 fans. I'm a Last of Us 2 fan now at this point. So
haven't you always been a Last of Us 2
No,
fan?
I hated it for a while, remember? And then I changed my tune.
Fucking statues, don't you?
Well, I do now because I changed my tune. Yeah. Yeah, I changed. And I have the guitar and everything, and I have the tattoo. So on this arm. Yeah. But it's Last of Us 1 and 2, but still nonetheless. Savage Press, dude. I'm super excited for the people who are going to get at that. It looks incredible. Natalie's in the chat, by the way, and she's excited for it. So I'm excited for her.
Hey.
Yeah, no, Natalie's out there. We got a super chat from X-Men Supreme, $2. Dean, aren't those exclusive mall headphones?
Absolutely not. How dare you?
Dean would rather die than do that, knowing what I know.
These are like hot pink. They're not even red.
Yeah, they do kind of look like Darth Maul a little bit. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
on camera, maybe it's the lighting, but
bro, I'm buying new headphones.
They should have horns. Then you'd pretty much be Darth Maul.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So yeah, flip flop Will. Exactly. Someone said Will's gonna sell it. I might, honestly. If I don't like it or if I need to like move on from it and get something else, I will sell it though.
Oh, so there it is.
Speaking of that, I just got an Anakin Skywalker Hayden Christensen autograph that came in. I need to unbox it. So
beautiful.
Yeah, it's in a tube, 16 by 20 that I got. So I'm excited to see what it looks like. Super excited. Hayden is awesome. I'm glad he signed this.
He's a great dude. I've never met him, but every interaction I see with the fans, he's like super nice, takes the time to do anything. And every comment that I've heard of people, like when they get autographs, sometimes celebrities can be like, oh, I won't write that, or I won't do this, or I won't do that, or they get like super like, oh, pay me extra. But he's like super nice, and he'll be like, yeah, you want me to write this? I'll write this. I'll write the full quote. I'll write Darth Vader. I'll write Anakin. I'll write whatever you want. And it's like super nice about it. So
that's what's super cool. Yeah, that's what's super cool. Like a lot of times if you try to pay like SwowU or other services to do it, it costs you more to do a quote or whatever. But if you just go and meet him at an event, he'll just write it for you. Yeah, like he doesn't charge you extra for it or anything. Like but you are right a lot. And I get why the celebrities do that. Like they have a lot of autographs to sign and they can't spend all day on every person writing stuff. So it's like, yeah, I get it. But yeah. Still, nonetheless, guys, thank you so much. Let's move on to our next topic here. I saw this on Reddit. It was very interesting, actually. So I still have not really confirmed it in other places. I just saw it on Reddit, but we are going to talk about it. Apparently, Hot Toys has teased an exclusive Iron Man with a Captain America shield. So my question being, is this worthy of being made? And I'm going to bring up here the picture. There was actually someone that shared a Green Goblin, actually, that was pretty interesting, too. So apparently it's if someone thinks it's a troll job, let me know, and then maybe we can discuss it. But to me, let's just take it on face value that this is a real announcement or teaser that Hot Toys is going to be doing for in Japan here, with an Iron Man with a star in the middle of it, with a Captain America shield. I mean, honestly, it's pretty cool. Would I buy it? Absolutely not. But it is something that I think Iron Man completionists would get, or something that is sort of what if multiverse type of display could really work well for. So, Dean, is this type of Iron Man with a Captain America shield, is it worthy of being made? What are your thoughts on this?
At this point, they've made everything else. I don't see why not. It's from the comics. I don't remember.
Dark Malik was saying it's Iron Patriot from the Dark Avengers comic series.
There you go. Yeah. So, I mean, it makes sense. They've done other comic book Iron Man before. They've done a fucking Coca-Cola Iron Man. Like, why not? You know what I mean?
Coca-Cola Iron Man. They did, yeah. A Disney one. Yeah, they did.
Yeah. It's not, it's not branded Coca-Cola, but we know.
Right.
So yeah, I don't see why not. And Iron Man collectors, completionists, this is right up their alley. I think so.
Yeah. Apparently it's Norman Osborn, people are saying in the chat. So I have no idea.
I have no qualms with this. Not for me, but I don't, it's not egregious. Like, oh, why are you making that? You fucking,
Yeah. Yeah. So people, maybe that's why people shared the green. Now it's making sense. People shared the Green Goblin photo because it is Norman Osborn. That makes sense. Okay. Yeah. I know nothing about the comics. I've never read a comic book in my life. I'm a movie guy, so I've watched all the movies. That's my forte. Jose, what do you think about this?
It's a little confusing, but it's I mean, I know it's from the comics, but it's confusing why. But then I start thinking, I'm like, well, they kind of mix match with Iron Man figures all the time. It was like, oh, let's put this accessory on them, or let's do the Iron Strange, or let's do like all these random things. We have all these extra Iron Mans. Let's just go ahead and kit bash and do our new version. Oh, let's sell it. They'll love it. And I feel like so for that, for the the Chinese market that love the Iron Mans and like having those Iron Man figures. I think this kind of ain't for them. Although it is the American Iron Patriot or whatever, I guess, in a way. So they may not be into that, but I don't know. It's not something I'd ever be interested in. I only have one Iron Man. It's the Mark 85 clean. That's the one I like, even though I do like the battle damage version, but I didn't buy that one. So I don't necessarily collect Iron Man, but I know guys that collect a bunch of Iron Man and they buy almost every single version of them. I don't know if they would even buy this one unless they're going to go with the comic, in the head canon that this is the one from the comic book.
Right. Well, now would be the time if you want battle damage Mark 85, because on Sideshow it's super cheap, dude. Super cheap.
I know.
With Black Friday, I think it's like 35% off. Yeah. I know. It's honestly a really good figure. I love it. I've had it in my display for a while now. They just overproduced it clearly, but it's a great figure. If it was less produced and less quantities, I think it would be an absolute grail. I think it would be something that people would be fighting each other in the streets for, but it's just there's so many of them. It's just not, it's not really that desirable to most people. But if they produce it normally like they do now, I think it would be a very integral. I think a lot of people would be like, I'm going to pay Mark 47 prices for it. Like, I think that's what it would have become. Yeah. But we'll never know, because Hot Toys said, you know what, we're going to make everything Endgame in mass overproduction and flood the market. And that's what they did, because Endgame made what, $3 billion or something, pretty close to it. So
very close.
Pretty crazy to think that was a time that we lived in. Like, movies could make $3 billion. Maybe they can again with Doomsday. I don't know, but
it'd be tough. They got to get that audience back. And I feel like some of the audience left, especially with the oversaturation of the shows and things like that. A lot of the audience left. And they're like, I have a brother, he's, he likes Marvel, but he's not like, he likes the stuff that I kind of taught him growing up. And he's not over here like, oh, I got to watch all these Disney Plus shows and stuff. Like, he doesn't care. He's like, I don't. But, if it's a good movie, he'll kind of run it by me. He's like, hey, did you hear if that movie's good? Then he might check it out. Like, he's like, I feel like he's a little bit more casual like that. And so that's the thing. Like, I feel like they got to get back those audience, like those casual people that are like, and they have to hear that the movie's good. So it has to be good quality. So
Right. Yeah, there you go. I think so too. And I think if if Doomsday turns out really good, it could be a $2 billion film. I don't know about 3, but I think it could be 2 if it's really good and the word of mouth is really strong. Like, if it's an Infinity War or Endgame level film, I think it could make $2 billion. With RDJ coming back, I think that could be really exciting for people. But
It's like, it's interesting though, like the movie theater experience, if you think about it, like pre-COVID, I'm like, Captain Marvel made $1 billion in
That's insane
2019.
to think about.
Aquaman made $1 billion in 2018. Both those films had sequels that bombed.
Yeah.
You know, post COVID.
Joker
so like,
too.
Yeah, Joker too. Yeah, 2019. Yeah, you're correct.
Yeah, Joker made $1 billion. It was R-rated. Now look what the other one did, and pretty much not even close to that.
But also, people didn't want to waste their time. They saw the ratings, right? They saw the scores, and they're like, "I'm not interested," and then they just decided not to show up. You know, had the ratings been like 99, 99, and it was like, okay, then maybe people might have showed up. Would it have made $1 billion? You know, maybe, but it wasn't going to make anywhere close with the ratings weren't there. You know, so
It's true. It's true. It's absolutely true. Guys, let's move on to our next topic here, because I think we have a pretty interesting one here. Hot Toys released that Artisan Joker, and we talked a little bit about this last week. But my question this time is a little bit different. I want to talk about the regret and the FOMO that collectors feel all the time. And now we have our first real Artisan release, right? We had the Artisan and Batman Imposter Joker, which was technically an Artisan release, and a very good one at that. But it's not really one that was on many people's radars. To a lot of people, for example, the Dark Empire Luke, that one was probably more popular than this Batman Imposter Joker. And even that one, had that been the first Artisan release, people have been like, I need to see more to make a definitive judgment on that. Nonetheless, Dean, I got to ask you, with how well this Joker turned out, seemingly, seeing Justin's review, seeing Figure Hideout, other people are going to start to get these from Sideshow, hopefully soon, including me. I'm very excited about that. Are collectors going to regret passing on Artisan figures? Because you know, Dean, there were many collectors who were not convinced Hot Toys was going to be able to pull off rooted hair effectively, and they opted for sculpted versions of those Artisan figures. And nothing wrong with that. It could be great. Sculpted safer, no doubt about it. You'll still have a great figure. But are we going to have collectors feeling regret and FOMO because they didn't feel super confident in Artisan? What are your thoughts on
that? Yeah, I think that's pretty inevitable. I know I feel that way about InArt. With the Gandalf, I was like, yeah, I don't buy it, and lo and behold, it's amazing, and I don't have it. But yeah, I don't know, dude. It's tough because the Artisans aren't they limited?
Yeah.
So it's not like I missed it because I just didn't order it. Sometimes I missed it because I didn't get in the queue fast enough, or, it sold out before my ticket got called. It's definitely, it's not apples to apples, but for sure there's going to be some kind of FOMO, whether it's because I chose not to order it because I wasn't trusting it, or because I just didn't get lucky enough to get it. Some people have been super lucky and have gotten every single one, or there's people like poor Kiko, the one figure he actually really wanted he didn't get. So yeah, for 100% there's always going to be FOMO no matter what.
Yeah, I think so too. But I just think with these Artisan figures, it was the same with InArt, right? Like you said, Dean, like a lot of people weren't willing to gamble that much money, which is extremely fair of a position to take, on a Gandalf, for example, or on a Batman, on a company they didn't really know much about. Like it wasn't really, they were new to 1/6. We didn't know how the figures were going to be. And a lot of people felt kind of burned with the Joker 2-pack, to be honest, because the 2-pack was $1,000. And then eventually Hot Toys announced the version and they were like, oh, wow, I spent $1,000. Like, and some people got bad hair, some didn't. I mean, overall, the InArt Joker is still a very good figure. There's no doubt about that. It's a great figure. But Jose, I think some people did have some skepticism, rightly so. And with Hot Toys, I think they've done that too. They've never done rooted hair well before. They've done Barbie doll hair, and it's always been pretty shitty, honestly. And now you're asking us to spend $500 on a figure, basically, and jump in a queue and spend $500 on a whim, and it's challenging. So I'm wondering if collectors are going to feel FOMO if these come out great. What do you think?
Well, I'll tell you firsthand, I'm experiencing FOMO 100% with this Artisan. And one of the reasons is because I did not spend $1,000 on the InArt. I was like, the paywall, I would have bought one, but I didn't want to buy two figures. I just thought it was too much. So I opted for sculpted, the one right here on my side over my shoulder. That's a sculpted InArt Joker. And so when this happened, I considered it, but there was the whole queue system. I was at work, and I had seen those photos. I don't even remember the photos from the sideshow booth and all that, where the hair was all crazy. I've been collecting for a couple of years, and I've had many figures with the Barbie hair, the Black Widows, so on and so forth. And it's just like I was like, oh no, is this gonna be like the same old, same old? And I didn't really press on it. I didn't get on the wait list quick on the Artisan Joker. And now I'm seeing all these photos, I'm seeing the reviews, and I'm like, oh man, I could have gotten a rooted Joker because I didn't have a rooted Joker. I have the sculpted in art. So I could have got that. So it's like, and this looks really, really good. I've seen those reviews. The proportions look great. The hair looks great. It just looks realistic, like what you want out of a figure, right? The realism that it brings. And man, I know there's debates on which one looks more like Heath Ledger, so on and so forth. Sometimes I feel like there's some scene specific. Like sometimes it looks more like Heath Ledger in this scene, so on and so forth. But man, I'm definitely experiencing that FOMO. I wish I can come up with one. I this is kind of a crazy idea, but I'm like, I think I might go sculpted. I know it waitlisted, but I know I can get one with
you can find one.
Yeah, and I can get one. So it's like, so I might get sculpted, and I'm like, maybe I can turn my purple coat into like the jail cell scene, and maybe find myself a chair, and then I can use that version and can get the sculpted version. That's kind of my way to figure it out. That way, I don't feel the FOMO to a certain extent, but I'm still gonna feel like I missed out because I didn't really fully invest into the Artisan line. So Dean Knight, I know, made some great videos on the sculpted, and then even on the sculpted, it fooled you. Like that's the thing that I feel like Hot Toys has over in art, that the sculpted looks better when they do sculpted figures all over the in art. Because I see this one and I look at the sculpted, and sometimes in some of the images that you see with the sculpted of this Artisan Joker, but the sculpted version, you can actually, it even confuses you a little bit. It kind of looks, because of the strands from a distance, you could think that it's rooted. Now once you get up close, you'll see that it's obviously plastic, but from a distance it kind of fools the eye. So, and that's not something that with the in art one does. I think like clearly from even in the lights, I'm looking at it here, you clearly know that's sculpted.
Right.
So, it's tough. Like I said, I got that feeling for sure. So, hey, anyone wants to get rid of one, let me know.
Dude, honestly, man, I'm glad I'm getting this Artisan version. Like I said, I did go back and forth in the beginning. I ended up canceling it because I was like, I have in art. I'm just going to stick with that. I'm going to go ahead and just give up my pre-order on that one. And I still trust that the in art Joaquin Joker is going to be incredible. But now that it's a 4-pack, it's like, okay, I mean, it's a lot to consider for sure. And I think Hot Toys is going to make their Artisan Joaquin better. But hoping that doesn't happen with this one. I think in art, Joaquin is going to be a better figure. That's just my speculation. But who knows, honestly. This Heath Ledger Joker is better. I think I can't wait to get mine and compare them. But looking at photos and videos, I think the Artisan Joker is better than the in art Joker. I do think it is. I do think it's better. And again, I've been all in on the Artisan line. I've been willing to roll the dice. Hot Toys has been very consistent over years. Yes, they've never done rooted hair at a high level, but this is different. Now they have competition. There's a different level of effort on their part. So I'm willing to put my chips down and say, you know what? I'm going to get these Artisan figures. So I have a collector. I think it was Sal in the comments selling me his Joker from Artisan when it comes in from Sideshow. So I'm super excited, man. I'm super excited to get this one in. And I'll compare. I don't need 4 Jokers. Yeah, I don't need 4 Jokers. Yeah, because I can't, like, I'm getting J&D also because I want to compare.
Yeah, you're one of the few that ordered that, huh?
Me and Ben are the only
two. You and Ben.
I convinced Ben to do it. I was wanting to message him and I was like, are you gonna do it? He was like, maybe. And I was like, you should do it, dude.
You enabled Ben.
Yeah, I did. Enabled Ben. Yeah. So I got the single pack version for now, but I might find a way to get the double pack. We'll see. But
with the dogs, right?
With the dogs. Yeah. Okay. It's definitely overpriced. There's no doubt about it. But it's a matter of like, I'm one of the few people who like the smiling head sculpt. Most people don't. Like, I like it. So but honestly, man, I don't know. I might change my mind with J&D. If this Artisan one I get in hand from Hot Toys and it's just really fucking good, I'm gonna be like, why am I doing this? Like, it's just like Hot Toys in art's already really good. And Hot Toys comes in and knocks it out of the park even further. I'm like, do I really need J&D? I don't know. We'll see. But nonetheless, I'm excited. And I think people will regret passing on some Artisan figures, but only time will truly tell on that one. Let's talk about something else. So a custom genuine leather 1/6 Darth Vader costume has been put up for pre-order. I saw this. It was actually sent to me on Instagram by a few people. And I saw a 1/6 Kit posted a post about it, putting it up for pre-order. And I'm honestly not sure. People were saying it's a New Hope. I'm not sure. On Kit's website, from my understanding, it was about $180 shipped. If you use the code $170, Will Fox, or any other code you want to use, $170 out the door. It's a lot, right? Genuine leather parts, you get the cape, you get the, the tunic, and of course the overall leather suit itself. So a lot to think about here. For one, you'd have to declothe your Hot Toys figure, put these new leather components on the body, and feel confident enough to do that. And two, you have to be so unconfident in the pleather holding up over time or whatever material they use that you feel justified to go spend another $180 to do this. So, Dean, I got to ask you, bro, for this type of genuine leather, Hot Toys should honestly be using genuine leather. Let's be real. Or some sort of nylon that's not going to flake as easily. But is it worth upgrading to a genuine leather Darth Vader costume for $180 more? That's like 60% of a figure. What do you think about this?
I think so. Darth Vader is one of those figures that is such a standout in everyone's collection. It's a centerpiece, right? Almost on any shelf and any display, Darth Vader is going to stand out.
True.
And I don't want us to be spending $300 on a new Darth Vader every few years, So if this can help, save me potentially, 2 figures down the line, I only have to buy one. $180 is almost a no-brainer, longevity wise. I guess you could buy parts on eBay, but do you want to be doing that all the time?
No,
I guess not all the time. It's a hyperbole, Dean, but you know what I mean.
Dean, but to counter on that, wouldn't you want to use maybe those $200 on buying a new one that Hot Toys is most likely going to inevitably announce that's going to have genuine leather or whatever's? Wouldn't you want to just?
It probably will eventually. Yeah. It's a good question.
Yeah, I mean it's tough because it's like, is $200 towards a new Darth Vader? I mean, I say this all the time and they prove me wrong all the time. So maybe, but it's like, is the sculpt going to be better than what they've already done? I mean, how many Darth Vaders has Hot Toys done?
A ton. And now they have the battle damage one from The Force Unleashed. So yeah.
Right. So it's like, at this point, I have one Darth Vader figure, but I have like parts to make like 2. Do I need to buy a third, or do I just spend $180 and get this? I guess it just depends on where you're at in your collection. I think this is pretty sweet. I didn't even know this was out, so thank you. I might pick this up.
Yeah, dude, it's a 1/6 kit. That's where I saw it. So I don't know if it is anywhere else. I'm sure other people are carrying it too, but maybe Giant Toy or something. But Kit, he's a reliable dude. I love Kit. So yeah, I mean, that's $180 to me. I probably wouldn't do this. I would just roll the dice on my pleather version and just say, okay, keep it in a relatively humid-free environment. Keep it safe. Use 303 if you need to. I don't know, but I've not had a Darth Vader that's flaked on me yet. But I've only been collecting since like 2018, so 2017.
That's true. I haven't either.
Yeah, so who knows? I mean, even my DX13 is not really flaking or anything. So, a lot of pleather parts on a lot of these figures. And like Jose said, I think inevitably at some point you will get a leather Darth Vader. It's just a matter of which one. Apparently, the new one, though, the Force Unleashed one, is not pleather. It's nylon.
It's nylon,
yeah. So that one should be a little bit better in terms of its longevity. But
the battle damage one?
Yeah. The battle damage
cool.
one. Yeah, so that one shouldn't flake as easily. Yeah. But Jose, what do you think about this? For $180, do you think this is reasonable for a buy for someone who wants a New Hope Vader?
I think it just depends situationally. It is way cheaper than buying a new figure. Obviously, Darth Vader's, on average, probably $300, $400 ballpark. I mean, depending on which figure, right? How much was that? The Force Unleashed version, the battle damage, wasn't it like in the 400 range?
400, 415, 425.
Yeah,
like that.
Yeah. So I mean, for 180, maybe 170 with the code, if you're worth it, you might think it's worth the investment, and you're like crafty where you can kind of take things apart and kit bash it and fix it on your own, And I think it's worth it for those. I just, for me, I'm not savvy like that. I don't really like messing with it, because then I can't get it to the way that I want it to look or how it was supposed to look. So I don't like really messing with it. That's why, for example, that InArt utility belt, I struggled with that thing, man.
Dude, fuck my life. I hated that thing. Yeah.
Oh my God, man. It was like the worst thing, man. I was like, why? Why?
Yeah.
I don't understand it.
Yeah. I don't either.
Darth Vader is not overly complicated, his outfit. It looks like it. But I had zero experience kid bashing stuff, and Zach's helped me with my Darth Vader. And I have the Sideshow Deluxe, the one that came with like all the shit. And in terms of Darth Vader, that's a big figure. He's like too tall.
Yeah.
But
oh yeah.
For me, that's how I imagine Darth Vader, larger than life. So I didn't mind sticking with that figure. The only thing I kept from it was the body and the boots. But I bought I want to say it's the Rogue One outfit. Like, you know, the leathers for the Rogue One. And it fit on that figure fine. So if you're worried about tailoring, I feel like somebody mentioned the tailoring. I feel like if a regular Hot Toys leathers fits on that Sideshow one, you're gonna have no problems, because the boots and the gloves will hide any, like if it's too short, you know.
Right.
The gloves are gonna hide that, and the boots are also gonna hide that. So I think this is a huge W. I don't know if I would go as far as to switch out all the straps and stuff. That looks like a pain in the ass. But I mean, if it comes with it,
that's one of the things. That's one of the things that I saw, and I was like, I would not want to be dealing with those little straps.
No.
Yeah, because the Sideshow Deluxe has a really interesting all the chest box. How does it? It's really weird, because Hot Toys belt boxes and stuff are annoying as shit. They're all separate. They're all on their own kind of little battery thing. The Sideshow Deluxe one is all together. It's actually kind of cool. So I think that's why I'm like, oh, you don't even need to do that. But I guess depending on which figure you have, you probably would.
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, it's pretty cool though. I mean, I think at the end of the day, like it's, you know, it does depend. I mean, how bad do you really want a Darth Vader that's real leather? I mean, yeah. And like you said, we can speculate pretty much until the cows come home about whether we're going to get a real leather one, whether they're going to keep using nylon, the longevity of both materials. You know, to me, it's just, I would not spend $180 on this. I'll roll the dice with my Kenobi Vader and just go with that. Like, I'll see what happens with it and just roll the dice. And maybe at some point they'll make a better Vader and I'll buy another one, right? So it is nice to have the one Vader that you could have for a really long time and not have to worry about the leather. But at the same time, there are other Vaders you're going to want probably. There are other Vaders that are going to come out that you're going to say, okay, like Jose said, I'd rather buy that new Vader and get another figure. Hot Toys knows that, which is probably why they're not using real leather.
That's true.
Yeah, they want you to buy another figure. And buy another figure.
You know, Jose, the bodies get kind of worn down after a while too. The joints get loose, whatever. Like if you buy a new figure, like it's kind of like, okay, I mean, it's not the end of the world. It's kind of like you're going to get another Darth Vader. Like I love that Kenobi. It's absolutely incredible. But I could see at some point, I think it's the go-to one right now. But if, like I said, that Revenge of the Sith things happen and they make that Darth Vader there, like that could be the best one. Like you got a burnt Vader. You got a really cool Revenge of the Sith look. I mean, that would be really cool. So I don't know, but it's great for the people who want a genuine leather Vader right now. Like Dean said, it's a great option. You got a lot of good choices out there, and it's, you know, it's really nice. So, guys,
I'm glad that these things are out there. That's one of the
things.
Yeah,
dude, I'm glad they're getting made. Yeah,
yeah. Don't be afraid to take your figures apart. It's much easier than you think, unless it's a Spider-Man, which actually sewn into the. You know, the body's sewn into it.
Yeah,
most figures are Velcro or like a snap, and it's very easy.
Gotcha. I fucked up too much, I think, though, because like I'll look at the figure, Jose, like Dean's good with the shit. Like I'll take it apart and put it back together. The shirt's not quite right or something's not quite. I'm just like, I can't deal with it. It gives me PTSD.
That's exactly what I was getting at.
Yeah.
You move it slightly. He's like, oh, I don't like how it looks. It was supposed to be this way. I know.
Right, exactly. I'll let Hot Toys dress it all day, dude. That's why you see every in our review, I bitch forever about the assembly process because I'm like, fucking assemble the shit before you send it to me. Like send, the Batman with his belt on, and then so I don't have to do that shit. Like I hate that. Justin did tell me though with the Artisan Joker, apparently you have to put the pins in the grenades or something, and I was like, kill me now, dude. Like I
remember Zach, my beautiful sweet co-host. He got the I forgot which DX it is, but the Jack Sparrow.
Oh yeah, maybe the Dead Man Tails.
You have to put the shit in his hair, all the little like beads and shit. And he was like, I almost got rid of this figure like the day I got it because it was so frustrating. I wonder if the Artisan's gonna be like that.
Dude, it better not be because the DX15 was not from when I got it. Like the Dead Man Tails version, I didn't have the hair was already like that. So
yeah, he had to do a bunch of shit to it.
Maybe it was the DX06. I think it was with the I think it was Pirates 3. I think or Pirates 2. I'm not sure, but yeah, it's pretty crazy. Guys, we got another topic for you here. This is like a sort of a big picture fun one. Name a figure from Hot Toys that disappointed you, and why did it disappoint you? Why did it not live up to expectations? For me, I made a video recently about some figures that I bought. Obviously, one of them that I always mention is Moff Gideon. Moff Gideon is the only figure that I got and returned to Sideshow because of disappointment. I got that figure and immediately unboxed it and said, it doesn't look like Giancarlo. And also, I don't feel like it has the presence with the outfit to make up for that for a subpar head sculpt. Some people really do love that figure. For me, not so much. I've had some other figures I didn't feel crazy about and ended up selling them over time. And I lived with them for a little while, but that would be one I would say.
Battle Damage Thanos.
Battle Damage Thanos, yeah. Actually, you know what? With him, Jose, I didn't have to return him to Pop Culture. I sold him and just sold him on Facebook. And yeah, he was another one. That's another good one. I basically returned him, right? Because I sold him to someone else because I didn't want to ship him back to Australia. Didn't make sense. So yeah, it didn't really work out. Battle Damage Thanos, yes. That one was, people give me shit for that one. Infinity War Thanos is goated Thanos, in my opinion. That's the best Thanos figure that's been made.
Think that's the best one.
Right. And that's super cheap, like insanely cheap. Like you can get it for like $150. Like it's like, that's what I'm saying when I made that video recently about like buying tips. Anything from that era, dude, insanely cheap. Insanely cheap. It's pretty remarkable. Wow. But Dean, what do you think? Name a figure from Hot Toys that didn't live up to your expectations. Why was that?
I remember the only one that comes to mind specifically was the Mark 50. Which one's Infinity War?
Yeah, Mark 50.
Zach had it, and I went over to his house and I was like, that looks incredible. I really want this figure. And I had asked him if he was going to sell it, and he was like, I was thinking about it. And I was like, I don't know if I want to spend that kind of money. He's like, take it home, see if you like it, and then, get back to me. And I got it home and I had it on my desk. At the time I had the Mark 47 and the Mark 43 or the Mark 44. Which one's the one that goes inside the Hulkbuster? The 43?
That's 43, isn't it?
Yeah. So I had the Mark 43 and the Mark 47 and then this.
Yeah.
And I had them all next to each other, and I was just like, this doesn't look good to me. Like there was something about it that, because those older suits look, kind of like like a mech, like a walking tank. And then this one was just kind of like smooth, right? Because it's getting that nanotechnology era.
Yeah.
And I didn't like the way it looked on the shelf. And I was just like, I don't want to buy this at all now. And I gave it back to Zach. I was like, this is not for me. I don't know. Like, maybe just the design of the suit. I couldn't get into it.
It's one of those, Dean. A lot of people think it kind of looks like a Power Ranger suit, and Infinity War. I liked it though. Infinity War is my favorite movie ever. So
it's great on screen.
Yeah, it's great on screen. But you're right. They're looking at like the design of this figure. It does look. I don't like how it comes apart in like the torso sections. It starts to look more like a toy there to me. Like I get for articulation purposes, it has to, but it just looks a little bit toyish to me. And the legs were always a little bit of a problem. The leg joints don't seem to cover very effectively. So to me, it's like, I don't know. This one always looked. I had it for a while too, and ended up selling it for like dirt cheap because you cannot sell this figure for anything close to retail. Like it's like $150 maybe. Like nowadays, it's really really cheap.
Wow.
Yeah. I think they also overproduce the shit out.
100%. And also the Mark 50 is not the most beloved suit, even though Infinity War is a beloved film. But
yeah.
What do you think?
I really wanted to like it, but I just, as soon as I saw it next to other suits, I was like, I couldn't buy it.
It just doesn't hold up in comparison to like you said, the Mark 46 is your favorite. I know the Mark 85, the Battle Damage 85, the Mark 7, or
dude, even like the Mark 6, dude, that suit is so beautiful. The Mark 7 is so like iconic.
Yeah.
And like you said, like Infinity War is such a great movie, but like I don't know, it just didn't translate to figure.
Right. I'm with you. I think it's maybe the nanotech design. I don't know. But I mean, I guess 85 is nanotech and that one.
Well, I was gonna say the 85 is a good figure.
Yeah, but that one looks more like an Iron Man suit, like to me. Like it looks more like a traditional Iron Man suit.
It's also a lot more like muscular looking. This is very sleek.
Right.
So it's just like it was weird.
Yeah, it's true. Well, Jose, what's one that disappointed you, dude? What do you think?
So when you sent me the notes, it was actually the first thing I saw, and the first thought that I had was the 2.0 Catwoman from the Dark Knight Rises.
Dude, I got a lot of negative comments when I said that figure was slightly disappointing. People didn't agree. Yeah.
You know what? I had the 1.0. Now I'm a big Catwoman fan. I like all interpretations. Anne Hathaway's one of my celeb crushes that I had since I was a kid. I grew up on The Princess Diaries. I watched it with my sister, so whatever's. Devil Wears Prada, so whatever's. And so when Anne Hathaway was Catwoman, obviously I loved her interpretation, her version of that. Obviously, I was a Keaton kid, so I grew up with Michelle Pfeiffer. She's the GOAT. She's from my hometown, so that's a whole other thing. But this version I loved as well, and so I bought the 1.0. When this was announced, I sold it, and I had this one on order. And I would argue with people that it was a significant jump from the 1.0. The suit wise, the material, the zipper was better. But when I got it in hand, that's when I was like, okay, that's where I was disappointed. Because the hair, the way that it was plugged in, it was the Barbie hair. It was the Barbie hair. You could see part of the head here. It's just everything. It's just like it felt so like a figure from like that I would accepted in like 2018, but not a figure I would have accepted this year. This is when I'm seeing things from InArt and from other companies that are this level of excellence. It was just not. It was not it. And I bought her initially to put her on the Bat Pod. So I bought the Bat Pod. So I invested on that, because I was going to put her on the Bat Pod and all that. And then eventually, you know what? I had her maybe 3 months. 3 months I had her on the Bat Pod, and the likeness was, I felt like not there. So I put the goggles completely on, and I was like, from a distance, that was okay. But even then, I was not happy. I was like, And so I decided to sell her, and I sold her for a loss, and that was it. And actually, I thought it was really interesting when InArt teased their early prototype recently at one of their events or whatever's. I made the comment saying that I already saw a huge jump from the Hot Toys version. And I started getting a lot of negative feedback and comments from that. People were saying, oh, but it looks terrible. It looks like nothing like Anne Hathaway. I was like, I held the 2.0 in my hand of the Hot Toys, and I could tell you that looked nothing like her. This, at least, I see a little bit of her. I see her eyes. I see her nose, lip shape. I saw it in the InArt prototype already at an early stage. And I did not see that in this 2.0. So
Right. That's my thing, dude. And when you're thinking about even in the same line with the Bane, how good the Bane came out compared to this one. And even honestly, I think they're going to improve it. The Christian Bale Batman, how good the Batman suit itself looks for that figure. I think it looks really, really good. And I think when you look at this Anne Hathaway Catwoman, it doesn't quite meet the same standards. And particularly when you're looking at what Hot Toys has been announcing and releasing in this year, this one is not quite on par with the releases in the last year and a half, I would say. I don't know. It's a little bit too disappointing for me compared to what other figures have come out like. And this is a very important character from a very important franchise in cinema. So
yeah,
especially from
I could see them. I could see them doing it again.
I think so too. Maybe making it an artisan. Like making it an artisan down the line a couple years from now. Like I could see them totally doing it again. And people would be like, God damn it, I bought the 2.0. And like, yeah, pretty much. And they're gonna make it better. So Bane, I mean, I don't, unless you make him fully seamless somehow with a seamless wrist, that might be in 10 years. Like that might be, they could do it now probably because J&D is doing it, but Hot Toys doesn't want to do it now. They're not going to do it. They're just like, no, you accept the wrist bag. You can deal with it.
And the boots, they have to fix the boots. The way that it bunches, it's terrible. It's like, it shouldn't bunch that way. I don't know. There's too much to it. But anyways.
Yeah,
that's one. That's the first thought I had when I read that. I was like,
Catwoman.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, that's fair. There haven't been too many that I've been super disappointed with. Like you said, Battle Damage Thanos from Endgame, I was one, and of course, the Moff Gideon was one. There haven't been too many others though that I've gotten where I've just been like, Like, usually I'm pretty selective. Like nowadays, I try to be very fair about what I'm getting, and reasonable with myself about what I'm going to end up pre-ordering or buying. But yeah, I mean, there's definitely some failures out there for sure that I wasn't excited about. So, but guys, we have like another maybe 7 minutes if we want to do an open Q&A because we breezed through our topics pretty effectively. Yeah. So, guys, if you want to ask a question, you don't even have to send a super chat. We'll try to get to as many as we can in the next like 7 to 8 minutes and try to answer questions. So, if there's anything you want to ask us, feel free. Now would be the time. But we went through our topics pretty efficiently. So good job, guys. Kudos to you. Kudos to all three of us because I think we did a pretty good job. But yeah, we actually had some news to talk about this week, which is very exciting compared to what we've experienced in recent weeks. Dean, Jose, I know you've been watching, but Dean, dude, it's been a challenge. I've been at work, like I said, been busy. I'm like getting stressed. I'm like, what the fuck are we going to talk about today? So that's always a challenge. Dean knows he live streams. Jose, you live stream a lot. You know how it works.
Bro, there are some weeks because we go live Tuesday nights.
Yeah,
there's weeks where it's like Sunday night and we have like one thing on the show sheet. We're like, what are we gonna do?
Yeah, right, exactly. And you got to come up with big picture stuff. You got to make graphics and this and that. Dinesh, I think he's gonna ask Dean and I both. I think Jose is out on this one. Will, are you getting the whole Final Fantasy VII Prime one line? Dinesh, I think honestly, I'm getting at minimum 2. I'm getting Cloud and Sephiroth. Dean, are you gonna get all 3?
No, I'm just getting Cloud and Sephiroth. I don't care if I have to pull out a bank loan. I'm owning those.
Apparently, they are making the whole team. They said.
Yeah, they said they're going to make the other characters.
Yeah,
that's when you're serious.
Yeah, Dean will pull out a bank loan.
I'll get a bank loan.
No, for Jose, that. You have no idea how long Dean and I have been waiting for Prime 1 Final Fantasy VII.
No,
it's been a while. Like
I've heard you guys talk about it.
Yeah, I've been waiting since 1997.
And Dean more so than me. Yeah.
I've been waiting a long time. Right. I have not every single Final Fantasy VII figure that's come out since 97, but pretty damn close. Like I love Final Fantasy VII. So Cloud and Sephiroth for sure. Tifa, Eris, a Barrett would go hard. I love Barrett so much.
Barrett's awesome, dude. He'd be great in a statue. Like I would love a Game Toys figure too, but I think in a statue. Nice. Who's fighting tonight? Army of Hades? Because I'm not sure.
Jake Paul and
Mike Tyson. Oh, is that tonight?
Yeah.
Okay. Isn't that paper? Is it on Netflix or is it pay per view?
Netflix.
Okay, gotcha. Wow. I think Mike Tyson's gonna win, but
I hope, dude.
Yeah,
I really hope
he's also like 60, isn't he? Like
he's
yeah.
I think he might be older than
that. I saw a picture where like I guess apparently his parents met. So Paul's parents met Tyson like years ago when he was a baby. So like they're holding him as a baby and Tyson's in the picture and it's like then and now and like them about to fight. And I was like, oh my god.
Dude. It's amazing. So Blitz asked, Will, I miss Nickel Wise. Is he ever going to make a return? Maybe, honestly, yeah. I talked to Lael here and there every now and then. I would love to go back on Lael's show every once in a while if he would have me, but he streams too late. That was the problem even from the beginning. Like he started at 9:15 p.m. I go to bed at 9:15 p.m.
Yeah, that's why Will's not on Collecting Weekly.
Yeah, I never come on Collecting Weekly or anyone else's show because they're always streamed too late. Like if people stream earlier in the day, I could probably do some of them, but
dude, I would love to have you on the awards show.
Dude, yeah, that'd be super fun, man.
That's like a whole event.
That's like a whole thing. But you gotta start so late, don't you?
I know, but you should make an exception.
Dude, I know.
It's during the holidays. You can't take a day off.
Maybe I can. Irish Pascual said, any update, Will, in our interview? No, I've been completely ghosted. I don't know where Johnny is. I've not had a response in like over a month, probably. So I haven't messaged him again because I don't want to come across as pathetic and keep messaging him. So, I already double texted him, I think, on the app. So I've not heard anything back. So I don't know. Maybe I should message someone else and be like, hey, like, is someone going to answer me? I've not heard anything back. I guess maybe they're busy. I don't know, but I've heard literally nothing back. And I don't think Kiko has either. So, yeah, Flash Messy asked Jose. I think Jose was there. He was at the InArt event at least. Will, do you plan on going to SDCC 2025? I regret not catching you this year. That'd be pretty cool. I mean, I got to stay with InArt. That's the reason I got to go last year. So otherwise I would not have because it would have been too expensive the flight was expensive enough, honestly. But
yeah, that's the only reason I don't do Comic-Cons because like it's like, bro, I gotta fly there, then I gotta pay to stay somewhere.
Food.
Then I gotta eat, then get around town. It's so expensive. It's like a whole vacation in and of itself.
100%.
Dean, what's your favorite Robotech collectible?
Oh, dude, my man, that's tough.
And Jose's lucky he lives in California, so it's easier for him. But
I do plan to go next year.
Are you okay? Gotcha. Nice. Did you get tickets already? They sell those?
No, you know what happened? They I guess their queue system like broke down and then they canceled it. And they were like, oh, we're gonna plan a new date. And we were like, what?
Oh wow.
I don't know what happened. Yeah, it was like this whole thing. They scheduled a new date. I forgot the new date, but it's later this month, I think.
Dean, what were you gonna say?
Blurred Dad Live. I have the I think we did an unboxing on the channel. It's the Kids Logic VF1J statue that I got.
Oh, I have no idea what that is.
With the armor coming off, it's so good.
Yeah,
it lights up and everything. It's badass.
Nice.
I love it.
Nice. Well, Rome Moreno said, give me Tifa. They're going to make Tifa. Yeah, Tifa's probably next on the list, I would assume, Dean, for Prime 1. I would assume she's probably next. When do you think Hot Toys will drop Hot Toys Pharaoh? I fucking hope soon because that thing is my most... Are you excited for that one, Jose? That's like probably my most anticipated Hot Toy right now.
Yes. I wanted... Yeah, but I also want to see the Jungle Hunter because that's got my attention.
Jungle Hunter is going to be cool.
I was going to say the Predator. Yeah,
I might. Yeah. I have an order for Pharaoh with Josh. I might get a day one copy for that one because that one I've been super amped for. It's like Bane. I just can't. I know you saw Dean. I don't know if you did, Jose. The Prime 1 3rd scale version. I don't have space for it. It's incredible. It's incredible. It looks so good. I want it, but I can't get it. I don't. Yeah, it's going to be
so many Prime 1 statues that I don't even necessarily have a connection to. Like, I like Predator as much as the next guy, maybe a little less. Like, if it's on, I'll watch it. I own it, but like, I don't like get collectibles from it. But Prime 1 makes such good shit that like you see it, you're like, I kind of want to get that.
Yeah.
Like, even if you have like a little inkling of a interest in something, the second they make it, you're like, oh, that's
how you know with statues. Like when you know. And Jose, if you get one, you'll know. Like Final Fantasy VII, the second it goes on the showcase, Dean and I are like, that's a buy. Like you know, like you don't have to think about it.
Bro,
like,
I was ready to start selling all my Hot Toys.
Right.
Like whatever I got to do. I kind of hate Star Wars at the moment. I was like, I'll fucking get rid of everything. I don't give a shit. Like, let's do this.
Yeah, absolutely. Wow. So we got that. They asked, Doug Eater said, do you think new Deadpool will get swords and claws, be diecast labeled a DX?
Yeah, I could see them do that.
Jose, you could totally see that. Yeah.
DX. And then they gave the plastic swords for the one that we have now, the Deadpool 3. It's plastic. Yeah. So I could definitely see them labeling DX and actually have diecast.
Is it really plastic swords?
Yeah, it's plastic swords compared to the other one, which was diecast. Yeah.
Yeah, both the first and the second one were diecast.
Yeah,
that's
plastic this
insane.
Time. Yeah. Do you think Hot Toys would make a Darth, Nihilus, Malgus, Malik, etc.? I think so. If I had to pick, I think so. What do you think, Jose? You saying no?
It's possible. It's possible, but I don't know. I feel like they're more niche than the ones they've announced for Legends.
They're more niche than Revan, for sure.
Yeah, so I'm not sure. It is possible. Never say never with Hot Toys. They're weird.
Bro, niche? I don't know about that, dude.
But compared to Revan, Revan's more known.
Niche one, average, like I mean, the average Star Wars collectors. I'm like that see the movies only. I mean,
yeah, they might.
Are they going to know all these? Are they going to know these guys?
I don't know, dude.
Malik, I think, would be like for sure. Like Malik, like he goes with Revan. Like why not? So
yeah, I feel like if you're buying Star Wars toys at this level, you're not just a fan watching the movies. You're fucking
you're a super fan for $300.
Yeah. There's a lot of people that are not familiar with Legend stuff. They never didn't grow up with reading it. They didn't look into it. Like, you know.
Yeah. Well, guys, we got to wrap it there. I'm sorry we didn't get to more questions, but I appreciate you guys weighing in and asking us questions. Dean, anything on Collecting Weekly, dude?
God, do we have anything?
I'm sure you do. You got like tons of content coming. You guys are like the most consistent group of all time.
Yeah, I mean, we usually do unboxings on Monday. I don't know what we just did Obi-Wan last week, the from the Obi-Wan show. I don't know what's this Monday, which you should still tune in. Tuesday we got the main show. We talk about the news. Wednesday is After Dark, where we just hang out and talk about our lives, our trials, our tribulations. Thursday will be movie. Yeah, Thursday will be movie of the week, or it's called movie night. Sorry, and we'll be talking about Ghost in the Shell with Scarlett Johansson.
I really like that movie. It was underrated.
That movie's amazing.
Yeah, I really liked it.
It is amazing. We had in my grad school program, we had a whole day dedicated to just that movie.
Dude, it's really good. I remember seeing it in the theaters. When I used to review movies, I gave it a 9. I really liked it a lot. People were shitting on it. I loved it.
Yeah, well, at the time it was, people were shitting on it because Scarlett Johansson wasn't Asian.
Right.
But it's like, just watch the movie. Like, they explain everything. Just watch it. That movie's fucking incredible. Even compared to the original anime, it's fucking stellar. Yeah. So we'll be discussing that if you want to check that out. That'll be me and Chris Porteous, Vintage Rebellion. And then Friday will be just another Friday night. Tonight they're talking about the last few episodes of the Penguin series.
Nice. I've yet to watch it, but I've heard
people really love.
Watch it.
Watch it. I've heard it's
crazy. That's tonight. I don't know what they're doing next week, but so a lot of stuff. We're gonna come back in the new year with a new game that we're gonna start playing. I think we're gonna be playing Divinity 2 Original Sin.
Nice.
Or Divinity Original Sin 2, sorry. Which is basically kind of like Baldur's Gate 3.
Nice. Okay.
If you guys are familiar. So I think that's what we're gonna do, but we're still getting all that stuff settled as we got to do logos and
it's a process, dude.
It's a whole process, or branding and stuff like that. So,
guys, check out Collecting Weekly. Dean, thank you as always, man, for being here.
Yeah, of course, I love being here,
dude. My co-host, I appreciate you, man. And Jose Plus, thanks so much for joining, dude. Hope to have you back soon. Absolutely. Dude, you got some exciting stuff coming up on the channel. Tell us what's going on.
Yeah, man. I've started doing reviews. I made the YouTube channel. I never thought I'd be doing that, but I made a YouTube channel. I figured out a way to do. I was like, I don't know how to do reviews. How do I do them? And I was like, well, I'm just going to do them the way that I kind of would want to do them. So I did a couple of reviews. I did one on the in-art Batman right here on this shoulder. And I did one on the in-art Superman that I also got as well. So I did it on both of those guys. You see there, you're pulling up my video.
Dude, I'm super fast, man. Super fast.
Yeah, you're quick. Yeah, that's me. It's more like a showcase. You kind of just seeing the figure. It's mostly that. I don't really break into. I mean, I show the accessories, but I don't really go crazy about it because I know that's not what you care about. A lot of people fast forward that section anyways. So I just want to show you what the figure is and what my thoughts are and little things that came up while I was putting the belt and things like that. So that's kind of what I get into. So. And I'll do a couple more and kind of just see how it goes and adapt. And, it's my first couple of videos and it'll just keep getting better and better as the time goes. So,
this is the in-art?
Yeah, in our Batman. Yeah.
Fuck, dog's good.
It's really good, dude.
Dog's really good.
It's really good. I'm glad people are finally getting it because, you know, again, Kit had mentioned, I think, on a group post saying like they were all going to be shipped by the end of November. So we got 2 weeks. So I hope so.
Yeah.
But shit is really starting to pick up, I think. So I think that's why InArt's been quiet. I think honestly they've felt the pressure of the backlog that they've had and all the people saying like you're not shipping figures, blah blah. So I think they've stopped talking like pretty much all together. They did do a statue interview for Queen recently, but other than that, like they've pretty much said nothing, been radio silent and just been trying to ship the figures out. So honestly, maybe it's a good strategy, maybe not, but I haven't heard back from them. So people ask me about the interview. I'm so sorry. I wish I had an update for you, but I do not. Guys, thanks so much to Dean. Thanks so much to Jose. I posted a video recently. Check it out if you have some time about a buying guide for Hot Toys, which is pretty exciting. I think that was a fun one. The Bane review I did recently, some other videos I did. Check those out if you missed out on those. Lots of good stuff. More stuff coming soon. Guys, thank you so much for joining. Have a good weekend. Be safe. And we'll be back next week. Same time, same place. I'll catch y'all then. Peace out. See you later. Bye. Thank you for watching another episode of Lights, Camera, Collect. Please make sure to click the like button and subscribe to this channel. And of course, check out my amazing co-host channel, Kiko Collects, linked in the description below. Thank you so much and see you in the next one.